Hi. So, how much experience you are having in total?
Total I have around 5.6,
Okay.
near about 5.6. Yeah.
Okay. So we will start with core Java.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can we have two methods in a class with the same name?
No, we cannot write two method in a class with same name.
But we can have we can just change the number of arguments.
Yeah, like if the like return type is same, so in that case we cannot have the same method. But the like return type is like different. No, sorry, return type is different, so we cannot have that same method. But if return type is same, so in that case we need to pass like different parameters.
So see,
Like
in string class there is join methods. There are two join methods actually.
yeah,
So one takes some other argument and one takes
yeah,
a character of sequence of string, then the delimiter. So there are two joins method, and
yeah,
so we can have two methods with the same name. You just need to change the number of arguments, and that is
yes,
method overloading.
yes. We need to change only the arguments or the like data types in the arguments.
Okay. So how objects of a class are created if there is no constructor defined in the class?
Okay, so like we need to use like new keyword. Using new keyword, we can create object.
Okay. What is the difference between abstract class and interface?
Yeah. So abstract class is like not purely abstract. We can say abstract class like it accept abstract as well as non-abstract method. But in case of interface only accept the abstract method only.
Okay. So if a method throws null pointer exception in a superclass, so can we override it with a method that throws runtime exception in subclass?
Uh, Sorry, your voice is breaking. Can you please repeat again?
Yeah, I'm saying that
Yeah.
we have a superclass in which we have a method that is throwing null pointer exception. Okay, and in
Yes.
a
Yeah.
subclass, we overriding that method, and that overridden method is throwing
Yes.
runtime exception. So, what do you think? There will be
Yes.
error, or there it will run smoothly? There will be exception, or there will be some issue, or it will run smoothly. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, there will be a like exception, but it's not like it's not a good practice to handle a runtime exception. We can handle through code it itself. So yeah, so it's not like good practice to handle the runtime exception. We need to handle through it code if there is impossibility for null pointer exception.
Null pointer exception is in superclass, and in subclass method we are overriding that superclass method and also throwing runtime exception. So is that possible?
No, I think it will give the like compilation error.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Like
Okay,
we cannot.
so what is the difference between comparable and comparator?
Yeah. Yeah. So comparable return both are the like inter which we are using for sorting purpose. So like comparable is from Java dot language package, and comparator is from Java dot util package. And in comparable we have like compare to method, and in comparator we have
Okay,
compare
okay,
method.
yeah,
And
that is fine. But when,
comparable we can use for a single sorting purpose,
okay,
and if we need to like sorting multiple records in, so that
okay, yeah, that is fine. But when you prefer comparator over comparable or comparable over comparator, when to use
hello.
comparable or when to use comparator? In hello,
Your voice is breaking
yeah,
actually.
now are you able to hear me?
Yeah, yeah, but sometimes it's like break. Not sure.
Okay, so you can
Yeah.
turn off your video. Ashish, have you taken
Yes.
that screenshot?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, so can you tell me when you will prefer comparator over comparable?
Yeah. So, like as I said earlier, if I need to like for single sort, like on the basis of one field, like ID or anything, so I can go for comparable. And if I want to like multiple sorting on multiple fields, so in that case I can use comparable comparator.
Do you think multiple, like for multiple elements you can't do sorting with comparable?
Yeah, we can do that like using comparable also, but I think on the basis of integer parameter, we need to in that case we need to use comparable interface.
Okay, so how do we use it?
Like like if I have to like sorting on the primitive classes basis, so we can use comparable. And if I want to like object sorting, so in that case we can use comparator.
Okay, okay, so suppose I have
Yeah.
a employee class, and there
Yes.
are multiple fields like employee name, employee salary, and employee ID, many things. So you want to
Yeah.
sort these employee objects based on salary.
Yeah.
So how do we use the comparable and comparator?
Yes. So in that case, like in comparable case, I just pass the list, and I will get the sorting on the salary basis, and I will compare the salary, whichever the salary is greater. I will add into the list, and I will pass
Okay, so
collection dot sort.
where do you write that logic of comparison?
Yeah, in comparable, like I think we need to create like in comparable case we can write logic in our same class, but in comparator case we need to like one comparator by implementing comparator interface. Like we need to like one comparator class for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me what is the difference between equals method and double equals operator?
Yeah. So like double equals operator we can use for like a reference purpose if we want to check both the reference are same. So that purpose we will using double equals operator. And if I want to check if both the string are equals, so in that case I will use equals method.
Okay.
So exact content, if you want to match, then we will use equals method.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what type of garbage collectors are provided, and how you can choose any of the garbage collector?
I'm not sure about it, but yeah, I know the things like we have a garbage collector like finalize method. So basically, we can use this garbage collector for cleanup purpose. So the on the reference object we can clean the using garbage collector.
Have you heard about big integer?
Yeah, big integer like it's like a wrapper class like integer and
Big integer. So how do you initialize the big integer?
yeah. I think we can create a object also of a big integer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So why Java is not 100% object oriented language?
Yeah, so Java is not 100% object oriented because in Java we were using primitive classes also. So
Okay.
a primitive classes is not like a object.
Okay. Okay. So how if we are using Java 8, so how do
Yes.
we avoid null pointer exception?
Yeah, if you're using Java, right, so to avoid null pointer exception, I can use like optional,
Okay.
one of the functional interface. Yeah.
What are the different methods in optional class you have used?
Optional class, we have used only like get uh, uh, value from like optional. So we have used get method and we have used another method like if the element is present or not. For that we have used is present.
Okay. So what is functional interface?
Yeah, functional interface is like we have only one abstract method in that particular interface.
So can you name some of the functional interfaces?
Yeah, like functions, predicates, and like optional. These are the functional interfaces.
And what is clonable interface?
Yeah, clonable also.
Sorry. Hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
am I
Tell me.
audible?
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, yeah. Clonable also is like functional interface.
So that means clonable has a method, a single abstract method.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah, but what is the name of that method?
not sure, but
Okay. So what is marker interface?
like marker interface, like it's like a blank interface. We can say we don't have method present in uh, marker interface. So the use of this marker interface is like while runtime, it will provide some additional information to JVM and the compiler.
Okay. So can you give some of the example?
Not really. I don't remember, but yeah, I think that's the use of marker interface. We haven't used it, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. So can you tell me difference between throws and throwable?
Throws and throwable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So throw is we were using to like declare a exception, like throw the exception from the method. So throw is basically we were using in the method, and throws we were like we were using for declare as well as to initialize the exception on the method signature. and a throwable is a exception based class.
Okay, base class.
Yeah, it's a top class, we can say, in exception hierarchy.
Throwable is a class, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's fine. So, what do you understand by lambda expression?
Actually, I didn't get chance to work on mostly lambda expression. Mostly from Java features we are using stream API and optional things.
So, but in Stream API, you use lambda expressions, right?
Yeah, so lambda expression is it's like an anonymous function. We no need to pass the argument as well as the name for this particular function. We just need to use lambda sign operator and due to using like method reference we can access the element from like list or from object.
Okay, so can I give you a scenario?
Yes.
Can you please share your screen
Yeah.
and open Notepad? I want to give you a scenario. You have to write down a code for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you comfortable with Stream API?
Uh, Not really, actually. Notepad plus plus. I'm not sure about it. Can
So,
you use
have you
I?
used Stream API in your any of the project?
Yeah. We were using basic things from Stream API like sort or filter method to filtering the list and all these things.
Okay. Okay, so I have a list.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a list. Okay, and in that list there are some integers.
Yes.
There are some strings. Okay, names
Yes.
actually, different names.
Yeah.
You have to find out the distinct name from that list.
Okay. Yeah, I think we need to put filter on this list. We can convert this list into stream API, and then we need to use like filter method. And in filter, we can pass um, str dot mm, distinct function we can use, and we can collect the result into a list through a character class.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Are you comfortable with the what type of databases you have used till now?
We were using PostgreSQL.
Postgres SQL.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you familiar with SQL queries?
Yeah, basic SQL query we have written in a project, but the function and procedure, I know the things, but not that much hands-on.
Okay. So, can you write down a simple query for me to
Yeah.
so we have an employee list, employee
Yes.
table, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, in that I want to find out uh, the like people with the middle name Kumar. So there is a column, full name column, and
Okay.
you need to find out people who have Kumar as a middle name. So can you write down on this query on Notepad? Okay, fine. Yeah. So do you know what is foreign constraints?
Yeah. So yeah, foreign constraint is that particular column we can use as a primary key in other table.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you use like hash map in multi-threaded environment?
Yes, hash map like we can use, but like one of the things like we'll get performance issue, and like while iterating hash map we'll get like if there is a possibility to like concurrent modification exception. So instead of using like multi-threaded environment, we can use concurrent hash map instead of hash map.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you put duplicates elements in array list?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, array list having duplicates element.
How?
Yeah, actually, array list like array list is not suppress the duplicates elements. It's allow the duplicates.
Okay. What do you understand by copy on array list? Co- Copy on
Copy
write
of
array
array
list.
list. Okay. So yeah, I think this is the legacy classes which is supporting for synchronized things. So while iterating, we are getting concurrent modifications to. So to avoid this, we can use that copying on array list. This is a legacy classes actually. To
This is
support.
not legacy class because this is introduced recently. I mean after 1.5. I think. Uh,
Yeah, actually, this is these classes we can use it like in multi-threaded environments to
yeah.
synchronization purpose. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, uh, have you used microservices architecture?
Not purely, but our current project is like based on like it's mixed kind of architecture, not purely microservice as well as not purely monolith.
Okay. And what about Spring Boot
Yeah, Spring Boot we are using.
and REST API?
Yeah, REST API also we are using.
So, what type of annotations you have used in REST while creating REST API?
REST API while creating REST API we are using like controller and request mapping, request method, and for HTTP mapping gate mapping, put mapping, post mapping, delete mapping we are using, and like in service layer we are using like address service, and a repository layer we are using like address repository.
Okay. So these are Spring Boot applications or simple Spring application.
Yeah, these are the annotations from Spring itself. In Spring Boot, we have uh, address Spring Boot application like component scan,
So
and
now
in
this your application, is it a Spring Boot application or Spring application?
no, it's like it's a Spring application. But in earlier project, I have used Spring Boot application.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how you are connecting it with database?
We will connecting through properties file
Properties
to
file.
database. Yeah.
Okay. So suppose you want to fetch some values from properties file. Okay. So which
Yeah.
annotations you will use?
Like you want to say you want some value from properties file into the class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can use like iterate value, and on the class level we can use like iterate property source.
So can you externalize the configuration? in any of your Spring Boot application?
Uh, Externalize means didn't get your question actually.
So, like while executing your Spring Boot jar, you can
Yes.
send some command to also send some configuration. So while running your Spring Boot application, it will pick those configuration properties and execute accordingly. So are you familiar with that process?
No, actually, no.
Okay.
We are not using like this.
Okay. Okay. Uh, I'm done from my side. So do you have any question?
Not really. Just one question. The project regarding the project. So, on like, what is the exact domain of this project and what are the technologies we are using here?
Yeah, so it's a banking domain project, and technologies are like Spring Boot, microservices, SQL. Then, of course, there will be code Java and Java 8 features,
Okay,
features,
okay,
features.
okay.